right, Mr. Lally, your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth call Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand.
Uh-oh, everyone. Uh-oh, it's Michael Proctor, and I swear I just heard a gasp in the courtroom itself because the much ballyhooed, much talked about, much maligned Michael Proctor, the lead investigator, is now going to take the stand. Multiple weeks into the trial, incidentally, which is very odd unto itself, by the way, that this guy is taking the stand at this time as opposed to an earlier time, but he's finally here. The ghost has appeared. Michael Proctor is going to take the stand. Oh boy, I hope you have your popcorn ready, people, because I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
And can you describe for the jury sort of what the duty or the role is of the case officer vis-a-vis the rest of the members?
So essentially, a case officer is more of a facilitator. We kind of delegate out tasks, coordinate interviews. The case officer isn't the sole decision maker. In each investigation, we're a small office, so when a homicide comes in, everyone essentially drops what they're doing, and we all work on it together. So it's a collective effort to work on these cases, and essentially, a case officer is just kind of the record keeper of all the reports that come in and video that comes in. But when it comes down to decision-making time, it's a group effort.
You got to love that answer, people. You got to love that answer. What is the role of the lead investigator? Well, basically, I'm just a secretary. I'm just a facilitator. You know, everyone's doing their jobs, and I'm not really here. I'm just helping to facilitate, and I just take records in and I document them like a secretary. So the role of lead investigator apparently has been greatly diminished in the Canton Police Department, as opposed to I am the guy. I am the one who leads the investigation, you know, as a lead investigator does. And everyone who helps in the investigation basically works for me. I'm just a guy just floating in the wind. I have supervisors. I mean, I suppose that's technically true in so much as you're not the chief, but you're not really the lead. We know we're off to a great start, people. The lying and the coloring and the maneuvering has started very, very early.
And what do you recognize it to be?
It's a text message thread.
Uh-oh.
Labeled Proctor Friends.
Yeah.
And what is it that you respond?
My first response was nope. Homeowner is a Boston cop too.
Okay.
And what, if anything, were you saying, or what was the purpose of that text in regard to the homeowner?
I was just letting him know that essentially Mr. O'Keefe is a Boston cop and the homeowner was a Boston cop as well.
Why were you saying that, though?
Now, if I could turn your
Would that
attention
influence
to
your
2533?
investigation? Would that influence the steps you took or didn't take because they were a Boston cop?
And what is that response?
They arrived at the house together, got into an argument. She was driving and left.
A little early to be drawing conclusions in the investigation,
It's going
isn't
to be
it?
a matter you can.
And can you read that response for the jury?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
And what did you mean by that, sir?
That throughout the course of the day, we had compelling evidence that Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
That early in the
And,
investigation,
you
you
have two
did?
responses from
It's a little
friends,
little premature,
same
isn't it?
friends, at the bottom
Got to
of
be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there. The second response, same number. She hot at least.
She's hot. Is she hot at least? What?
number series of responses from yourself, correct?
Yes, sir.
Read from those, sir.
Yep. So these came from me. From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job. CUNT.
What?
Objection.
So don't spell it. You have to. So these are your words, Trooper Proctor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Yes, she's a babe. Weird Fall River accent, though. No ass.
What? Okay. That doesn't strike me as necessarily the most professional messages from the lead investigator I've ever heard of. Okay, she's a whack job. He actually uses the C word, which in American English is grossly offensive. I understand our Australian and European counterparts don't necessarily see it that way, but in the US, that's considered a grossly offensive word. And then he says, well, she's hot, but she doesn't have an ass. These are the messages of the lead investigator. in the very immediate aftermath of the incident, and apparently has already concluded that she's guilty, but might not have an ass. That strikes me as very, very odd behavior. Wow. Wow. This guy is the lead investigator, and this is what he thinks is professional. Holy shit.
Compelling evidence against Ms. Reed at this point indicated that Mr. Albert had nothing to do with Mr. O'Keefe's death. The rest of the...
At this point, what do you mean? Isn't this pretty premature? Because this is just in the immediate aftermath of the incident, and you've already concluded who is and is not responsible. Wow, those investigation skills as the lead investigator really, really deep, aren't they? How did this guy get to be the lead investigator of anything?
Okay. Number ending in 4146. Question is that chick a smoke? Again, 4146 question mark. I respond EH. I respond again, nutbag, as Chief would say.
What?
I also respond with, she's got a leaky balloon knot, leaks poo.
What?
And what, if anything, is that in reference to?
Again, to Ms. Reed's some medical conditions there. Again, unprofessional comments I should not have made.
Okay, so the question is she a smoke? In other words, a smoke show. In other words, is she incredibly hot? Although he said so earlier. And his response is kind of, but also she leaks poo. Again, these are the words of the lead investigator. The text messages of the lead investigator in the immediate aftermath of the thing. So he finds her both hot and a babe, but also a C word who also leaks poo. His text messages are as wild and unhinged and random and wildly weird as anything you'd expect from a teenager. But then again, he is the lead investigator. He's supposed to be a professional. He's presumably got into this place in his career because of his professionalism. And this is apparently what he has learned through his career about the leaky doorknob because she has a medical condition. So she leaks poo. And this is the guy leading the investigation. This is the guy that we trust to look at the evidence in an objective, fair way with respect to all parties so that no party is treated unfairly respective to other parties.
These juvenile, unprofessional comments have zero impact on the
do they
facts
now?
and the evidence,
Really?
and the integrity of this investigation.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Because it seems like fairly early in the investigation, you've already reached a whole bunch of conclusions about who is and who's not responsible without, the need to investigate. Are you sure your immediate gut wrenching, stupid responses don't suggest perhaps a bias that might have influenced how you might have looked at the evidence? Are you sure that they don't taint the evidence? Because I'm less than sure.
This is me speaking on June 9th, 2022 at 4:56 p.m. I text my wife waiting to lock this whack job up.
Yeah.
Again, unprofessional messages I should not have sent.
You're the lead investigator?
They're regrettable, and it's something I'm not proud of, the language I used.
I mean, not that it would make it okay, but I think would be more understanding if this was a rookie, had just started his job and was just behaving in a young rookie, kind of teenager, just starting the beat and behaving this way. I think we'd be a little bit more understanding. It doesn't make it okay, but you're the lead investigator. And this is the kind of terminology you use, but it doesn't reflect your internal thoughts in any way. Sure, it didn't influence the investigation. That definitely sounds like how that works psychologically.
Within the same text communications from your personal phone with colleagues of yours at the state police?
Oh dear, yes. What now? What fresh hell is this?
This is, 16, 18 hours later.
Yeah.
And I conducted multiple interviews.
Speak up.
So we conducted multiple interviews.
We're day one.
Mr. O'Keefe never went into Fairview Road. We knew there was one shoe at the scene, one shoe at the hospital. Mr. O'Keefe, based off Mr. O'Keefe's injuries, Miss Reed's statements when Sergeant Buchanan and I interviewed her, her broken taillight, the missing taillight, some taillight pieces found at the scene, the compelling evidence pointing directly at Miss Reed that she struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle led me to make those comments. Whether, like I said, they weren't professional comments, but based
16 to 18 hours later. Wow, you're not even a full day into this, and you're all ready to call it. No. And also, incidentally, of course, you haven't done interviews of the people in the house or at the party, or asked them anything, or looked into alternatives. You're ready, man. You are very, very quick on the trigger. I'm sure in every possible respect.
Trooper DeChico, rookie move, not going into a meeting with the ME.
What
and
are you
getting that
talking about?
homicide determination.
What are you talking about?
Yuri and I had 2 conference calls with her, sent her numerous photos, etc. We laid out the entire case for her.
What?
Trooper DeChico responds, not good enough. Should have had me or Jeff do it. I respond.
Wait a second. You're upset that the trooper didn't talk to the medical examiner prior to the medical examiner doing the medical examination, because you're upset that they didn't influence the independent judgment of the medical examiner. Apparently that's standard procedure over here. It was a rookie move. It was a rookie move for him not to go to the medical examiner's office and share his feelings with the medical examiner in a way that might potentially influence the independent judgment of the medical examiner. Holy shit.
If you 2 did it, she would have made it accidental or natural causes.
What? Sometimes I feel like the sirens are voices of God that indicate lies.
Rookie move, not going into a meeting with the ME and getting that homicide determination. So I started out, of course, it's undetermined. She was a whack job.
What?
Trooper DeChico responds, dear God, WTF, what the hell is inconclusive about the whole thing?
So the medical examiner's initial determination was, I don't know. The medical examiner's initial determination was, I'm not sure. Undetermined. Because of the rookie move of the trooper not going to the medical examiner and helping to educate the medical examiner about what they are observing in the autopsy. Because the police are really good at that, because, man, they know more about medicine and physiology than the medical examiner doctor. So the medical examiner doctor needs remedial training provided by the troopers so that they come up with the right answer instead of apparently the wrong answer of indetermined.
And as far as your indication there, as far as she was a whack job, who are you referring to there?
Miss Reed.
Bullshit. You were referring to Miss Reed. Of course it's undetermined, she's a whack job, is the text. Of course it's undetermined, she's a whack job. You are clearly referring to the medical examiner in context, not Reed. You're saying the medical examiner is a whack job because they came up with the wrong answer. Wow. Dude. And you're the lead investigator? Holy shit.
Now, as far as the undetermined of what you're talking about, what is sort of the content or the context of this conversation?
That would be the manner of death was determined to be undetermined by the medical examiner's office.
That was the wrong answer, wasn't it now, lead
The
investigator?
reference there in the bottom of the first page, as far as she was a whack job, whom do you believe you're referring to there?
Again,
Reed or the medical examiner?
Miss Reed.
Bullshit, you're referring to Reed. You're referring to the medical examiner. Can't have that indeterminate, man. Medical examiner said not sure. Can't figure it out. Not enough information. Look, unknown to me. Can't have that for the murder trial. Holy Lord.
What do you recognize those to be?
Another text thread with members from my office, troopers.
Good. Another text thread with other troopers. Good.
Within that?
Trooper Chris Moore, Trooper Jeff Kukowski, Lieutenant John Fanning, Trooper Dave DeChico, and Sergeant Yuri Buchanan.
Okay, so what did you
And
tell
what is
these
the first message
professionals?
sent? See, there's like sort of 3 responses from you.
I have you now.
If you could just read the 3 responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nude so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
I'm going through his client's phone. That would be Karen Reed. No nudes so far. This is the lead investigator. This is the lead investigator. And he's looking for nudes. That's just all the special. That's all the special. This text message thread is a disturbing picture of a corrupt cop. It's hard to know which of these many sins is the worst. I mean, they're all kind of horrible on their own level, but the I'm looking for nudes thing definitely is a front runner for the most unprofessional. I suppose you can leave a comment below in the video which of these many, many things you find to be the most unprofessional, because they're so all unprofessional. It's kind of hard to tell which one is the bottom of the barrel. Holy shit. But we're looking for nudes because that's definitely a thing we should be doing as the lead investigator. Holy shit.